Welcome to Medicalink. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Let's learn.
Hello friends, today we will talk about inhibitors of electron transport chain. In this topic, we will not only talk about inhibitors of electron transport chain, but we will also talk about inhibitors of oxidative phosphorylation, uncouplers of oxidative phosphorylation, and ionophores. This topic is important as there are many MCQs which are frequently asked. Before going into this topic, you should first clear your concept on electron transport chain. If you have not watched my video on electron transport chain, then click on the link which is shown on the top of the screen. Anyway, we will revise electron transport chain in short so that we can go ahead with this topic. So this is the diagram showing the sequence of electron transfer through different complexes. So electron transport is series of reaction which undergoes transport of electron from electron donor to electron acceptor, and this will drive ATP synthase to generate ATP. Electron transport chain occurs in inner mitochondrial membrane and intermembranous space. This is the outer mitochondrial membrane and this is the inner mitochondrial membrane, and the space between the outer mitochondrial membrane and the inner mitochondrial membrane is the intermembranous space. So there are 5 complexes: complex 1, complex 2, complex 3, complex 4. It belongs to electron transport chain, whereas complex 5 is ATP synthase and it belongs to oxidative phosphorylation. Now we will talk about inhibitors of electron transport chain. Inhibition of transfer of electron can occur anywhere in the complexes. So inhibition of electron transfer can occur in complex 1, complex 2, complex 3, complex 4 and complex 5. The inhibitors of electron transfer at complex 1 between NADH and coenzyme Q are pyridine A, amobarbitol, which is a barbiturate, and rotenone, which is a insecticide and fish poison. And inhibitors of complex 2, they are carboxyl, malonate. Malonate will competitively inhibit succinate dehydrogenase, and the other one is TTFA, that is trienoyl trifluoroacetone. It is a iron chelating agent. Now, inhibitors of electron transfer at complex 3 between cytochrome B and cytochrome C are BAL, that is British anti-lewisite, also known as dimercaprol, and the other compound is antimycin A. And the inhibitors of complex 4 at cytochrome C oxidase are the gaseous compounds like hydrogen sulfide, carbon monoxide, cyanide and sodium azide. Now coming to inhibitors of complex 5. These are the inhibitors of oxidative phosphorylation. So they are a tractyloside which will inhibit oxidative phosphorylation by inhibiting the transfer of ADP into and ATP out of the mitochondria. And the other is the antibiotic oligomycin. This oligomycin will completely block oxidation and phosphorylation by blocking inflow of proton through the F0 component of ATP synthase. Now coming to uncouplers of oxidative phosphorylation. So the mechanism of action of uncouplers is disruption of proton gradient by increasing the permeability across the inner mitochondrial membrane. As we had already said earlier that inner mitochondrial membrane is impermeable to proton. So uncouplers will disrupt the proton gradient by increasing the permeability of the membrane. So who are the uncouplers of oxidative phosphorylation? So the uncouplers are 2,4-dinitrophenol and dinitocresol. And there are some physiological uncouplers. They are thermogenin, which is found in brown adipose tissue, and their function is to generate body heat. Other physiological uncouplers are thyroxine, long chain free fatty acid, and unconjugated bilirubin. And there are ionophores. These ionophores will create an ion channel which will permit specific cations to penetrate the membrane, and hence it will dissipate hydrogen gradient. So who are the ionophores? So the ionophores are valinomycin, gramicidin, and nigericin. So we have talked about inhibition of electron transfer at different complexes. We discussed about inhibitors of oxidative phosphorylation, the uncouplers of oxidative phosphorylation, and the ionophores. So remember these points as they are frequently asked in MCQs. Thank you.